Good morning, friend. Welcome back. My name is Becky if you are new, and today we are going to be doing a ton of harvesting and garden maintenance. Josh and I just got back, actually my whole family went, on a 4-day work trip, and then we got back. We had a bunch of family stuff this weekend. It was so relaxing and just great to hang out with family, and I did not spend any time in the garden at all. And so we need to go out there. There's definitely some maintenance that needs to happen. But while I was gone, I had ordered some candles for a dinner party I'm having this coming weekend. So we need to do some harvesting for this party. And we're also going to be shopping in the pantry. We are making slow cooker recipes for this week and next week. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a huge breakfast prep. And so I need to get out in the garden and harvest. I know there's maintenance that needs to be done. This work trip we went on, it was kind of last minute, and I was able to get someone to take care of our chicks, but I didn't ask anyone to take care of my pots. And so we had a 100+ degree heat wave come through. So I know that there's gonna be some maintenance that needs to go along with that, which is fine. I'm kind of at the point now where I can only keep so many things alive, and the hanging baskets were just one thing that didn't make it through this trip, and that's okay. But what I'm really excited about are these candles, and I thought it would be fun to open them with you. So we're gonna do an heirloomed tomato themed dinner party. All the recipes are gonna be tomato themed. The tablescape is going to be tomato inspired. And look at this. I found this company on Instagram. They have no idea who I am. I ordered these about a week ago, and I thought it would be fun to open these with you. These are 100% handmade beeswax candles. These are gonna go on the table, and I think these are gonna go on the cake. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use these in this coming dinner party, but I saw them and I had to have them. And they're beeswax as well. And they are blackberry candles. So what they do is they take a mold of an actual piece of fruit or vegetable, and then they make it into, or they take a cast and then they make it into a mold, and then they make candles out of it. So this is really fun. It smells incredible, like beeswax. The company is Happy Organics, and I follow them on Instagram, so I can link them down below for you if you're interested in them. They don't know who I am. I just saw them and thought they were fantastic, so I bought them. And we will see how this tablescape comes together. We're going to decorate the table with actual tomatoes. These are some tomatoes that I need to get frozen. I froze an entire paper grocery bag of tomatoes yesterday, and I know, or at least I hope, there's gonna be a ton more tomatoes to harvest today. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like this weekend. I haven't even looked yet. We're kind of in this crazy heat wave right now. So my hanging baskets just completely died. So we need to take care of that. Let's see. I thought we would get this done first because I have a wheelbarrow here full of compost already. These hanging baskets I'm gonna keep, and I think I'm gonna make my own hanging baskets next year because the ones I made actually did a lot better until I completely neglected them for 5 days in 100+ degree weather than the ones I bought. So I'm gonna keep these, but I need to get them cleaned up. They're not the most appealing looking thing at this point. So if the weather's nice, not too hot, we'll have our tomato themed dinner party outside. If it's crazy hot, we will eat inside. But I need to get this cleaned up regardless because it's kind of sad to look at it. I just have to remind myself that we were able to enjoy it for quite a few months. I think we put these out in May. They looked beautiful until about a week ago. And that's okay. All good things must come to an end. We're gonna need this wheelbarrow for harvesting, I think. potentially. So that's kind of why I wanted to get this done first, so we can go dump all of this in the compost, and then we can use the wheelbarrow for harvest today. I think I'm gonna go put these in the grow room for now, and then I'll figure out a different spot for them probably. Oh, I'll put them in the shed long term so we can reuse them next year. Now this green stalk was absolutely stunning. I will put a picture up to show you what it looked like. This did not take that heat wave without water well. And I am going to just clean this up, because if we eat out here, I don't really want to look at this. It makes me a little bit sad. Next year, we are going to get all of these green stalks on a watering system, which will be fantastic. Josh got all of the supplies for the watering system before we left. We just didn't have time to install it. I have 2 green stalks that still look beautiful that are producing lots and lots of peppers. They did fine during that heat wave. I feel a little bad about some of these plants dying, but all good things must come to an end. And I am only one person. It's just Josh and I, and you know, that's okay. A watering system will make a big difference next year. But I am definitely going to do this again with the impatiens, because I think they did so well up until they didn't. And it was absolutely stunning. Oh, I could just pop these out actually. Okay, that's better. I do want to plant a fall crop in here of lettuces and things, so it's totally fine that we're going to have an empty green stalk here shortly. My calibrachoa still looks really good. My green beans still look fantastic. I do need to cut back some of these dahlias. I don't know if I'm gonna get to that today. That is on my list. And I think this green stalk is done as well. This would have done a lot better if I had continued to fertilize it. I just got to the point where I could only do so much, and this was one thing that just did not make it. Over here, my 2 pepper green stalks look fantastic. That is another thing I'm gonna do next year for sure. I might even do 3 pepper green stalks and grow all my peppers in green stalks. I can even see that this is starting to grow, but I'm just gonna call it for this, and we're gonna replant something else in here. This was so beautiful. I'll put some pictures up of what this looked like in its full glory. This I can just pull too. But I think next year, what I'm gonna do for my green stalks is going to be not pansies, impatiens, peppers, green beans, and greens, like lettuces and things like that. But it kind of makes me sad to look at this and to look at those impatiens. So I'd rather just pull it out and start fresh. that looks a lot better. So now we're gonna turn our attention to what's still thriving. I'm gonna get this out of the way. And we're gonna start harvesting these peppers. I already did a huge harvest on this right before we left, so maybe 6 days ago, and this thing is loaded, and we need quite a few of these ingredients for some recipes we're gonna be making this week. This one just looks so fantastic. My goal was to fertilize these once a week, but you know, I am busy and tired, and I had to just prioritize other things, and I did not fertilize this once a week. I did at the beginning. Oh, I didn't bring those into the grow room because that door's locked, so when that gets unlocked, I'll actually just put them straight into the potting shed. But I have sweet peppers down here at the bottom, and then all the rest of these are hot peppers up here. So I'm gonna keep them separate because I need these sweet peppers. These are a pepper variety I'd never grown before. They're called mini red bells. And they're just a teeny tiny red bell pepper. They're so good. I'm gonna put the sweet peppers in one area and the hot peppers in another area. I can definitely tell these pepper plants could benefit from some fertilizer, but I think even with the lack of fertilizer, they're still doing fantastic. I'm happy with the harvest we're getting. This is one of probably 3 harvests I think I've done from this one single green stalk. So you can see just how well these peppers have done. I can't wait to bring these inside and cook with them. They look delicious. I think while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and water all of these. That is looking a lot neater, like cleaner. And I've got these dahlias that I really wanna cut back. They are just overgrown. If I cut them back, they will continue to produce. These are all the seed heads from the flowers they've produced. It's kind of blocking a little bit of the view just because they've gotten so big. So I think before we head to the garden harvest, I'm gonna clean this area up, and I need to do a little bit over here. I did this same thing over here about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and it made it look so much neater. And all of them are starting to bloom again. There's a new bloom, and I can see a bunch of blooms out there. So we just need to tidy this up so that it doesn't look quite so overgrown. So I think what I'm gonna go do is dump this, and then I'm gonna come back and start cutting a bunch of this back. Okay, now I've got an empty wheelbarrow. I can start cutting all this back. So what I'm gonna do is take my nippers to them, and it will continue to grow and produce. It'll take a little bit of time, but this way it will clean up the backyard and it won't look quite so messy. Like right here, that's a brand new bud that will flower. All of these dark areas are flowers that are spent. I'm just gonna go through, cut it back, clean it up, and let it keep growing. Okay, that was on my list of things to do. Was it necessarily the first thing I was gonna do today? No, but I'm glad it's done. I'll show you what it looks like now that it's cleaned up. I can just tell you, even just looking out my kitchen window, I can see farther. I'm not looking at a dead hanging basket, which is sad. I'm not looking at a dead petunias. I'm looking at lush green. All of the dahlias are trimmed up, which looks a lot more tidy. So I think what I'm gonna do, because I think I'm hopefully gonna need these baskets for tomatoes and things. Today I do need to wash and cut the tops off these and freeze them, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I wanna get outside. I've got a doctor's appointment I've gotta get to. It is 11:13 right now, and I believe that doctor's appointment is at 2:45. So I wanna get all my outside stuff done. I wanna get shopping for all the groceries in the pantry that I need, so I know exactly what I need to get at the grocery store today, because after my doctor's appointment, I'm gonna go to the grocery store and pick up the things I don't have for the recipes we're gonna be making. And I need time to kind of clean up. It's just a checkup. If you're new, I am 18 weeks pregnant, so it's just one of the routine appointments. But I wanna make sure I'm trying to use my time efficiently, and if I'm gonna be down in town next to a grocery store, I want to try to use that time wisely. So knowing what I have and knowing what I need to pick up will be important. But I'm just gonna put these in the fridge for now so they stay nice and fresh. And then tonight, well, the sweet bell peppers, the little ones, we will go ahead and use those in recipes. And then the hot bell peppers, or the hot peppers, not hot bell peppers, the hot peppers, I will wash. You see me do this. If you see me do it before, I just wash them, cut the tops off, and I'm putting them in the freezer until I'm done harvesting hot peppers, and we will process them all at one time. Also, I need to get some water while I'm in here because it is starting to warm up out there. This company that makes these tomatoes, they also make, I think, like nectarines and figs and peppers and corn and celery and carrots. And they are just so cute. They make cherries, strawberries, and raspberries for, these are birthday candles, the blackberries that I got. And I was thinking it'd be fun to try to actually make them myself to cast the, oh my goodness. Good thing I put some clean towels in here because I just overfilled my water. I was getting too excited about these candles. To cast them and actually make my own candles because I do have beeswax, but then I realized I don't have time to do that project before I'm having friends come over for dinner to celebrate the tomato season. So I just picked them up, but I think that would be a fun project. Okay, I'm gonna bring this out too, along with my 2 baskets. I just grabbed some fresh gloves, and I was in my laundry room. And don't ever think that we have it all together here or that I get everything done. My laundry room has about 6 loads of laundry that need to be folded, but laundry's not gonna go bad on me. Oh, excuse me, I'm talking. Tomatoes and peppers sitting out on the plants can go bad, so I have to prioritize that. So that's what we're prioritizing. Come on, pups. So here you can see we're not looking at sad hanging baskets anymore. And then I don't know if you can tell, but I can really tell after cutting back the dahlias, we'll still get lots and lots of blooms. It'll take a couple weeks, but they'll come back, and it's just a lot neater and tidier. You can see underneath this tree now, and it's just really nice. So I need to take this to the dump, but we're gonna go harvest stuff first. But first oh, I forgot to cut those back. I'm gonna cut those back real quick. Dogs, come on. Tibro, Orbit, come, boys. Back in the yard, thank you. Okay, now I officially think all the dahlias have been cleaned up. I've done this a couple other days where I've gone through in other areas of my yard and cut things back. This was kind of the last little bit here, which feels good. I'm gonna leave this here for now. I will dump it later. What I wanna do now is go harvest tomatoes, potentially zucchini, and get the things inside that I know need to get inside. I haven't been out here, I think, we were gone 2 nights, 4 days, basically. By the time we left early in the morning, got back late at night. Oh, there's a zucchini. And then the last 2 days have been Saturday, Sunday, and I just didn't have time to get out here. And it's looking absolutely beautiful. A neglected garden that has an irrigation system, which this one does, can still produce and thrive even if neglected. So I can see, oh my goodness, okay. I have not put up any zucchini. So we've got zucchini in here. This bed is looking beautiful. This was my snapdragon bed that I pulled all the snapdragons, and now I have beautiful, oh my goodness, there's tons of butterflies on them. I got distracted. I was saying beautiful zinnias that volunteered themselves. I think maybe it just got too hot because this pot is an irrigated pot and the petunias are just done. Ooh, I see a worm on there, which is kind of gross. Just one though. So I think maybe the petunias just got too hot while we were gone. I can see some really exciting stuff out of the corner of my eye. What we need to do is a full garden tour, but I'm just out here to harvest the things that need to be harvested right now. My mom texted me this morning and she's just checking in, see how you're doing, and do you need help harvesting potatoes? That's what she asked me. And I said yes. So I'm pretty sure we have a date on the calendar where we are harvesting potatoes. Y'all, I was looking for this bowl all last week. It's in my garden beds. Because my parents are coming next week to harvest potatoes, this is my russet potato bed. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the water off here. This is on the list of things I need to harvest some for one of the dinners we're gonna have in the slow cooker. But I'm gonna let this bed dry out before we harvest. Oh, you know what? I see a potato right there. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it because it's just sticking out of the ground. See one there? I grab that one because it's just sticking out of the ground. I don't want it to turn green. Maybe I'll just be able to quickly grab the ones on the top that otherwise would turn green. Oh, well, this is easy. There's a bunch of them just right here at the top. This is probably enough for our dinner. Let's see. That one turned green. I put the plants back over top of this bed because I saw some potatoes sticking out. And when potatoes hit sunlight, oh yeah, there's a bunch right here. They turn green. And those potatoes can give you a stomach ache. So here's our little harvest of potatoes that I didn't even have to dig for. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Wow. We have so many tomatoes ready to harvest. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. I'm gonna need more baskets, I think. Now this did not make it. This is the tomatillo plant that volunteered itself. Oh my goodness, look at that root system. But it's not on irrigation. So during that 90-degree weather, I did not water it and it's toast. So we're gonna go ahead and just compost it. So this is what I got from this one trellis. Not as productive. This is what I got from this trellis. Mostly Roma's here, and then these are my slicers over here, and then my cherry tomatoes down there. I ran out of bowls or baskets, and I knew I wouldn't be able to carry all this up. So I grabbed the wheelbarrow. I dumped the goodies that were in the wheelbarrow. And now I've got a big bowl that I can put these tomatoes in. And then I can put the cherry tomatoes around these ones. There's going to be a lot of cherry tomatoes, which is perfect because one of the recipes I'm going to be making is a pasta dish using fresh cherry tomatoes, and we need a lot of them. So this is perfect. And it has not rained, so I'm not seeing hardly any, if none, that have split. Here is the main garden harvest. So 1, 2, 3 baskets and slash bowls full of tomatoes. Then we have a huge pile of potatoes in there. I think 6 zucchinis and a ton more tomatoes here. I know there's more out in the garden I can harvest. I can see more peppers, I can see onions, I can see lettuce, I can see kale, I can see obviously the 2 potato beds we could harvest, but I'm gonna wait on those till my parents are here to help. This is what I wanted to get harvested now because I want to get it inside and safe. But there is way more abundance. I know that there is a ton of green beans right here I could come get, but I need to get inside, get those tomatoes up, and then I want to go shopping for the stuff that I need to go shopping with in my main pantry. So I know what I need to go grocery shopping for, because I'm going to need to take a quick shower before I head into town. Now, I wear long sleeves a lot of times when I'm in the garden because tomato plants especially and green bean plants really bother my skin. I don't know if you can see this green on here and on my gloves. That's called tomato tar. It's the essential oil that it's what gives tomatoes plants that really distinct smell. And oh no, shoot. And that really bothers my skin. I have eczema. And so long sleeves just really help prevent my skin from getting super itchy. Like they already kind of feel itchy now, but if I hadn't worn this, it would be much more itchy. Obviously, all of these tomatoes will be thoroughly washed before we process them into marinara sauce. wheelbarrow was a fantastic idea. What a beautiful harvest. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to leave this here for just a bit. I will ask Josh when he has a minute to lay a towel out on the table and lay all those tomatoes out flat. And then I will go through and wash them, freeze the ones that are ripe, and I will let the ones that are not fully ripe just ripen up. I was gonna make a slow cooker dinner tonight. I am still gonna do a slow cooker series over the next week and a half, but those tomatoes look so good. I think, I don't know, I don't have time to make bread right now. I want a tomato sandwich. And I don't have any bread, I don't think. I might have some frozen bread actually in the freezer because I'm gonna be home late-ish tonight. So that's why I was thinking slow cooker dinner, but the tomato sandwich is easy. I have some bagels. So I'm gonna thaw these and we are gonna have BLT sandwiches on these bagels tonight. I like to keep pre-cooked bacon in my freezer too, especially this time of year. So all I'll have to do is warm up the bacon in the microwave, slice a tomato, go grab some lettuce, cut this, toast it up, and we'll have BLT bagel sandwiches for dinner tonight, which will be fantastic. So now what I need to do is go grocery shopping. These are the 5, there's only 4 printed, but I have 1 written up here, recipes we're gonna make in the slow cooker over the next probably 2 weeks. And then tomorrow I'm gonna do a big high protein breakfast meal prep, all new recipes to me. We've got 4 recipes there. And I'm gonna incorporate a lot of what I just harvested into those high protein breakfasts, which is going to be fantastic. But I've got, mostly the only things I need to buy at the grocery store are dairy products and some chicken, basically, and Chipotles. And everything else we basically have on hand. It's just lots of dairy and Chipotles. I've got a whole list of things I need to get from the freezer, pantry downstairs. So let's go down there and get that, and then I can get in the shower. Well, I just learned Josh is at our community pool today, or right now. So I don't want these tomatoes and zucchini sitting out in what's going to be really hot here in just a bit. It's pretty warm now, but it's gonna get really hot today. We're in a heat wave. So I'm gonna bring these inside just so that they're cooler. I'll just stack them here for now because I do have the air conditioning going in here and it feels fantastic. This has got to be at least 25 pounds of tomatoes just in this one basket right here. Plus I have a lot already in the freezer. I've just been freezing. Come on, boys. Come on. All my tomatoes as they've been coming in and ripening. Come on, Dakota. Other than the tomatoes, obviously we've been eating fresh. We eat tomatoes every single day, whether they are just sliced on a sandwich or I dice them in things. Mostly we're just topping all of our dishes with diced cherry tomatoes because they're delicious. You might be able to hear my air conditioner running because it's right in here, but this is my pantry. If you are new, I do like to do a lot of canning of the produce that comes out of my garden. And so we're gonna be going on some big canning projects here shortly. But for now, I'm gonna be putting in my bags stuff that I have already canned. So I need 2 cans of black beans. Those we grew in the garden last year. I need 2 cans of beef broth. That's some home canned beef broth. I'm getting so low on chicken broth. I have chicken broth that's in my freezer. I only have 2, 4, 5 cans of chicken broth. I do have some turkey broth over there. But once I use those 2 cans, then I only have 3 cans. Obviously, that's pretty easy math. We need hot sauce just for enjoyment because I am out of hot sauce upstairs. This is hot sauce that I made from, let's see, what does it say? 2024. So last year. Got a couple different hot sauces down here. We're just gonna go with a red pepper hot sauce. We are gonna be making a roast that needs some peppers. I haven't decided if I'm going to use my own home canned peppers or if I'm going to get some peppers at the store so it tastes like the recipe is supposed to. For sure, haven't decided on that yet. We need diced tomatoes, so I've got 1 jar of those. So you're shopping now in my pantry with me. We don't need any jams or jellies upstairs. Let's see. We need tomato sauce, just like a plain, that's tomato soup. That's tomato sauce. I don't need a big thing, so I'm just gonna grab a pint. Hot sauce, diced peppers. This side of my pantry is mostly my store-bought goods and then some of my freeze-dried goods. We need some onions. This is onions that I grew in my garden last year that I freeze-dried. And I'm gonna blitz these up in a blender and turn it into onion powder because I'm out of onion powder. So those were all the things we needed from the pantry side. I put in here what we needed from the garden for this week. We needed potatoes, oh, green beans, but I have green beans in my fridge already. We needed potatoes, tomatoes, bell peppers, and then I wanted to clean up the backyard. So we got all that done. So now we need to head to the freezer. Now in my freezers, this is where I keep the bulk of the meat products that I get. I buy most, not all, of my beef and pork from local farmers whenever possible. But when you buy whole animals and have them processed, or half animals, in my case, like I do with beef, is sometimes you tend to run out of things before others. And so I think I have actually started to run out. I'm pretty low on steaks. I have a couple, but I'm getting kind of low. And I think I'm completely out of roasts. Nope. Okay. I have 2 really teeny tiny ones. So that's fine. Oh, I needed potatoes. Oh, this is the potato. This is why I needed potatoes. I think we'll just make a small roast, which will be fine. If I was feeding any more than just my family, I would have to use 2 of those. We need bacon for the freezer meal or breakfast prep we're gonna do. Getting low on this. I have some steaks. I have quite a bit of ground beef left. I'm just gonna do a quick inventory while I'm here. I have some bones left. This is rendered lard and tallow. I've got that. I've got some bones I should get out for the dogs. Those are my 2 little roasts. These 2 containers were completely full of roasts. Here are the steaks that I have left. So I actually have quite a few steaks. So we need to start grilling those up. I have less than half of the ground beef that I had, but that should get us for quite some time. I actually have been going through more ground beef since I've been pregnant because it's a really easy high protein thing that I can prep myself. This is some grains. That is some ribs my sister gave me, so we should think of something to do with that. What do we have in here? See, this I haven't looked at. Okay, so we have a flank steak. Oh my goodness, I thought I used this already. This is a beef tenderloin. Maybe I'll use that for the dinner party. What is this? Sirloin roast. Oh, I could use that. 2 sirloin roasts. Okay, so I only have 2 chuck roasts left, but I have this rump roast, which I actually want to try making some roast beef meat. So that's what I'm going to use that with, and maybe the sirloin roast. Okay, I haven't been in here in a while. And then I have a little bit of bacon, which normally my bacon goes in my other freezer. So this is good to do an inventory every once in a while, just to know kind of what you have on hand. I forgot that I got the sirloin roast, and this has just tons of tomatoes, tons of frozen fruit, more bacon. I'm completely out of Italian sausage. I do need to place an order for a whole, oh no, here's 1 Italian sausage. Josh was down here and he said he couldn't find one, but here's 1. I think this is the last one. A whole hog here shortly, because I have, it looks like 3 packages of bratwursts and maybe 20 pounds of breakfast sausage, which we're going to use quite a bit of this breakfast sausage today. Or tomorrow. Probably 4 pounds. Okay, so I think that's everything we need. I bought a bunch of frozen fruit from Azure to freeze dry for my nephews when they came, but my freeze dryer is in where I'm brooding some baby chicks. probably in the next week or so, they're gonna head outside, and then I can deep clean that room, deep clean my freeze dryer, and then I can use it. I just want the room to be clean, the freeze dryer to be clean before we freeze dry, and I want the chickens out of there before, so that it doesn't get too hot for them. And I think that's everything we need. In my upstairs freezer, I'm gonna get some corn out, but I can put that in the slow cooker frozen. I don't need to thaw that. But the meat is for the breakfast freezer meal prep that we're gonna do. We're gonna do some really exciting recipes I've never done before. It's not just gonna be breakfast sandwiches, it's gonna be pinwheels and calzones, easy grab and go things that you could either have your kids grab and go and they could eat in the car on the way to school, things that you could grab and go on your way to work. You could heat it up at work. You could have a quick breakfast before you go to work, whatever works for you. But we are out of high protein things, and I'm gonna do some super high protein, lower carb ones for myself, and then I'm gonna do some more traditional ones for the rest of my family. So I'm excited about that. Okay, I think that's everything we need. So thank you, friend, for being here as we not only shopped my garden, and we got a bunch of garden cleanup done for these recipes we're gonna be making here in the future. We shopped my pantry, we shopped my freezer, and then I am gonna have to shop the grocery store, and this is what I'm gonna have to get at the grocery store. I'll just let you know, because I'm gonna run in real quick. I've gotta get some chicken breast. I'm all out of the broken down chicken breast and thighs from the birds that I had purchased from a local farm and from a friend who raised them for me. I need eggs because I don't have enough eggs right now. We need Swiss cheese, cottage cheese, cream cheese, heavy cream, half and half. I need some deli ham, chipotles, roasted red bell peppers, and frozen hash browns. But I actually think, let's go upstairs. If I don't have to buy frozen hash browns because I have lots of potatoes, I don't want to. I was gonna do that for convenience, but I think I already have frozen hash browns in this freezer. I think I saw it. Whew, that was heavy. I would rather use something I already have on hand than buy something at the store. So here, if you've missed it, this is what my frozen peppers look like, what I'm gonna do with the ones I harvested today. Wash them, cut the tops off, throw them in a freezer bag, and I will use these in the next couple weeks. Okay, right here. 1, 2, this should be enough potatoes. These are potatoes I grew in my garden last year that I blanched and froze. So we'll use these tomorrow. That should be more than enough, I think, for my recipes. Let's check. I'm gonna let these thaw. I actually only need 4 cups. So that'll be perfect. And I think that's everything. I am gonna put that meat in the refrigerator because it can just thaw in the fridge. This is perfect timing. It's 1 o'clock now. I'm gonna go shower, get ready, eat some lunch, head into town, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Let me put some videos here you can go enjoy between now and my next upload. What a great way to spend the morning. Thank you for being with me in my garden, in my pantry. We have worked really hard for both the garden produce and the stuff that's on the pantry shelf, and it's just really satisfying to not only harvest it after all the work we put into putting it into the garden and starting all the plants from seed, but also it's very satisfying then taking the hard work, the stuff on the pantry shelf, and turning it into meals that my family can enjoy. So thank you for being here. Let me put some videos there. Thank you for being you, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, friend.